Greetings and welcome back to Blood Splattered Cinema. Tonight I want to go over a film that I used to see all the time growing up. Back in the day, every single mom and pop store carried this film, but I never had the balls to check it out because, quite frankly, the cover art creeped me out. So sit back and enjoy as I present to you Chopping Mall.
You know what? No. I gotta get something off my chest first. What do you think when you hear the title Chopping Mall? A mysterious killer wielding a sharp object, mayhaps? Most likely stalking dumb teens inside a mall?
You know, this movie.
But only one of those would be correct. There is indeed teenagers inside a mall, but they're not being stalked by a person, and there's certainly no chopping to be had. So, I bet you're wondering what exactly it is that stalks them. Well, it's...
Stop right there and surrender your weapon.
That's right, my dear viewers. The threat in this movie isn't an axe-wielding maniac like the title implies, but instead, killer robots.
That's actually kind of awesome.
So we learned through a press conference that a mall, of all places, has developed 3 heavily armored security bots for the purpose of subduing, not killing, potential invaders. One has to wonder why such technology is being implemented in a mall and not, say, a government facility of some kind. But this is the main conceit of the movie, so I can let this one slide. However, there is one teensy tiny thing that bothers me.
These robots got laser beams on their heads. You see, those are for subduing captors, not killing them.
This ad was paid in full by the douchebag mall company.
We're then introduced to our main cast of, well, you could say... We first meet Allison, a prototypical every girl, and we learn she's being set up on a blind date by her best friend Susie. Played by none other than Barbara Crampton.
I just die in your arms tonight. It must have been something you said.
Waitress, more butter.
Where was I? Oh yeah, we're then introduced to the rest of the, There's Ferdy, the nerdy one, real clever guys, Mike, the jock, Greg, the pack leader, and a random couple that are of too little importance to remember by name. We soon learn that this ragtag group of mall employees plan on engaging in a little after-hours activities.
Waitress, more butter.
But unbeknownst to them, a lightning bolt strikes the security hub and the bots gain bloodthirsty sentience.
You know, like that other creepy robot movie released, 2 months after this one?
Disguise!
So the teenagers get to partying, as they normally do, and Allison's blind date turns out to be Nerdy Ferdy. Meanwhile, a janitor played by Dick Miller of all people does as Dick Miller did best in the 80s, bitch like a grumpy old man.
If I ever find a little bastards that did this, they're dead meat. It's
around this time I come to the realization that the bots, they's a bit trollish.
You clumsy son of a bitch!
Problem?
I knew you bastards were gonna be trouble when I first brought you in here. Ah!
You mad, bro?
And now it's time for premarital sex.
So the unimportant couple hook up.
You, got a license for that outfit?
Why, no, officer. I guess you're just gonna have to take me in.
Jeez, even their roleplay is dull and uninspired. Greg and Susie hook up.
You smell like pepperoni.
Well, if that's the way you feel.
Wait a minute. I like pepperoni.
I just die in your arms tonight.
Mike and some random blonde hook up. She's about as inconsequential as the first couple, so don't worry about her name. Allison and Ferdy don't hook up, but instead watch old Roger Corman drive-in pictures. By the way, this was produced by Corman's wife. Not that you couldn't already tell by all the blatant references scattered throughout. After some intense love-making, Mike's blonde girlfriend sends the poor fella out to fetch more cigarettes. But not before giving him the, proper motivation.
Oh, Mike.
Wah.
Hurry back.
Waitress, more butter.
Unfortunately for Mike, this trip leads him straight into an encounter with one of the troll bots. Meanwhile, his girlfriend takes notice of his long absence and goes searching for him, only to get shot to death right before everyone's eyes. I did it for the lulz. The trollbots launch their assault, and our merry band of barricade themselves in the back room. Unfortunately for them, the clock hits midnight, and the mall's steel security doors lock in place.
Who the hell built these things?
The teens split into two groups. The females, who attempt to find the parking level through the air ducts, and the males, who search for weaponry in order to fight back. And they do indeed find some, suit up, and then confront the bots head on. Luckily for them, the bot is about as good a shot as an Imperial stormtrooper.
Robot blood.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Elsewhere, the bots turn up the heat on the poor girls, forcing them to vacate the ducts. The girls come across some tanks of gasoline and build themselves makeshift Molotov cocktails. At the same time, the boys rig an explosive trap to the mall's elevator in hopes of taking out one of the two surviving bots. However, what they don't know is...
Number 5 is alive.
One of the bots springs a trap on the girls, and their cocktails do little to stop the assault.
And have a nice day. We interrupt this program to bring you your daily dose of Bruce Campbell.
It's all right. It's going numb.
We will now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
The boys arrive just in time and then lure the bot into their trap, which proves to be surprisingly successful. Go team! The group finds a safe place to celebrate their bittersweet victory, and it's here we start to see tensions among the ranks. This is pretty much the only character-driven scene in the entire movie, and you know what? I dig it! There's sparks of personality here in all of them beyond their initial stereotypes, and I really love the calm before the storm tone. So they formulate a plan to infiltrate the main security room and shut down the bots via their main computer console. Unfortunately, Greg fucks it all up by running ahead like a loudmouth jackass.
Come on, guys, the coast is clear.
Left with no alternative, they run inside a department store and close the gate to buy some time.
Instructions.
What, no explosives this time? That'll work.
The group improvises and employs an escape plan using mannequins and mirrors as decoys. See, this is the kind of ingenuity more horror characters need. It's much easier to root for someone, no matter how underwritten, if they show actual intelligence. Sadly, the plan backfires, with the robot going berserk and firing in all directions. This leads to the death of the last two, as well as the trollbot. Allison gets cornered by a bot, but Ferdy shoots out its laser cannon just in time. The bot then takes Ferdy out with a fire extinguisher. The robot then chases Allison round the moons of Nibia and round the Antares Maelstrom and round Perdition's flames, until she gives away her position by falling to her certain death. No, actually she survives by some twist of fate, or cheat in writing, whichever you prefer, and finds herself at the entrance of a paint shop. She douses the store in paint thinner, tricks the robot inside, and then...
Have a nice day!
Allison limps away triumphantly, and it turns out Ferdy was alive all along. Yay for kind of happy but not really because everyone else is dead endings. The happy couple embraces, and we're left to assume that they're gonna go straight home after this and... well, you know what teenagers like to do when they're alone.
Waitress, more butter.
And that's it. Seriously, it's only like 70 minutes long, and a good 15 minutes of that are the opening and closing credits. As for what I thought of it, well...
This is a movie that knows exactly what it is and doesn't try to be anything more. It's an incredibly dumb and cheesy late-night creature feature, with machines filling in for beasts, and as such, it's a very fun ride. However, the film's biggest problem is definitely its one-dimensional characters, even if they get somewhat better as the picture goes on. I'd also list its misleading title as a fault too, but after some research, I found out that it was originally titled Killbots, a silly but much more fitting title. Unfortunately, it bombed upon its initial release, and after they renamed it and re-released it, it became a financial success. So, what do I know?
Essentially, if you're a fan of the old Roger Corman drive-in style picture, then this will be for you. If you're not, then maybe the other one will be more your taste.
They look like the Three Stooges.
Pull up a chair, deep in the crib, from a blood red chalice, you must take a sip. Sit right back for a flick, see gore and entrails and slimy ink. Welcome, you gorehounds, the beating, dripping ooze. Welcome to the lair of the horror guru.
Waitress, more butter.